Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Meetinghouse of Provincetown, where we affirm the inherent worthiness and dignity of every person, and where we support each other on our spiritual search for truth and meaning. My name is Reverend Kate Wilkinson, and I am so glad that you've joined us this morning. Welcome to those of you in the room, and welcome to those of you joining us from home via our live stream. Happy Mother's Day. If there are any moms in the room, could you please raise your hand? I know my mom is here. Happy Mother's Day. What a hard job you all have, but how essential. You are amazing. Thank you, thank you. And for those of you who struggle a bit on Mother's Day, either because you're missing your mom, or you had a fraught relationship with your mom, or maybe because you had dreams of being a mother that didn't come to fruition, we see you too. And I hope that today's service will hold you as well. Before we begin our worship service, I have a few announcements to share. We hope everyone will mark their calendar for Sunday, June 1st, which is the date of our fabulous pancake breakfast. Soon we'll be asking for volunteers for that, so watch your email inboxes. Also on that day, we will be honoring our music director, Mary Apt, by bringing in donations for our little free pantry. Mary is retiring this summer, and rather than a party, she would love for you to support those in need by bringing in canned goods for our pantry. Thank you, Mary. Great way to honor you. Just this morning, I sent out an email asking for volunteers for the townwide Juneteenth celebration, which happens right out there on our lawn. It's on a Thursday this year. Volunteers are needed with all sorts of tasks, so if you can volunteer, please fill out the volunteer form. I am particularly looking for volunteers for our safety team, which is the team that I manage that day, so do let me know if you can take a shift on the safety team. And there's a training 1 week before that if you sign up for the safety team. At coffee hour today, we hope that you will stop by our UUMH action table. Each week we are offering an action that you can take to support our Unitarian Universalist values in the world. This might be by writing a thank you note, or signing a petition, making a donation, or calling a senator. Just one thing you can do a week to make us feel less hopeless and more powerful. This morning's action is near to my heart. Today we invite you to make a donation to the Louis D. Brown Peace Institute. When I was a minister at the UU Urban Ministry in Roxbury before I came here, we always walked in the Mother's Day Walk for Peace, which has been happening for almost 30 years. The walk was founded in 1996 by Clementina Cherry, a mom whose son Louis was murdered when he was just 15 years old. He was on his way to a Christmas party sponsored by Teens Against Gang Violence when he was killed. Clementina didn't know how she would face Mother's Day that spring with this new reality, and so she channeled her grief into forming the Louis D. Brown Peace Institute, which serves as a center of healing, teaching, and learning for families and communities impacted by murder, trauma, grief, and loss. This year's theme is Cultivating Cycles of Peace. And as I speak, thousands of people are marching through Dorchester for this Mother's Day Walk for Peace, including many UU congregations, to honor mothers who have lost their children to violence and to fundraise for peace. So you'll find information on how to donate downstairs at the action table, and I thank you for your generosity. If you have ideas for our UUMH action table, we'd love your help. If enough of us take turns putting an action together, we could each lead it just once a year. And finally, if you're here in person today, we hope that you will join us downstairs after the worship service ends for coffee and conversation. We also have juice and snacks for the kids. Let's take a moment now to affirm our Meetinghouse covenant. You can find this printed on the purple laminated cards in your pews, but I'm just going to say it line by line, so you can also just repeat each line back to me. Love is the spirit of this Meetinghouse. This is our great covenant. To dwell together in peace. To seek the truth in love. And to help one another. Now, as we light our chalice here in the sanctuary, I invite those of you who are watching from home to light a candle wherever you are. In this way, we can feel connected even while we are apart. This morning, I invite our worship host, Jane, and Vicki to light our chalice for us.
Our chalice lighting this morning is by Shari Woodbury. Welcome, all who seek renewal in a weary world. Welcome, all who come with love and energy to share. Welcome to those who worry about the future. Welcome, each one of you who is grateful for today. Know that in this place, you are not alone. In community, we share our strengths with one another, and we keep the flame of love burning bright. Know that in this place, the responsibility is shared. Here, tradition holds us. Ancestors shine a light from the past. Here, the young lift their bright faces and beckon us onward. Sit with us a while, and we can go on together.
Won't you please join me now in singing our opening hymn? You can find it in our teal hymnals. It's number 1017, Building a New Way. That's hymn number 1017 in the teal hymnals, Building a New Way. Please rise as you are able. Thank you. I invite you to join me now in a spirit of prayer and meditation. During the prayer or at any time during the service, you are invited to light a silent candle at the table to the right of the pulpit, where there is a journal to record your thoughts and prayers. And after the prayer, we will sing together Spirit of Life, which is hymn number 123 in the gray hymnals. But you can also find the words to this song printed on those same purple laminated cards in your pews. We'll sing it first in English and then in Spanish. Our prayer this morning is by Kate Steinberg. Spirit of life, love that calls us to love, care that calls us to care, presence that calls us into presence. We give thanks that we have been brought together in this beloved place, this holy sanctuary, this sacred harbor where we bring ourselves as we are, in times of sorrow, in times of joy, in times of confusion, times of fear, of clarity, in times of quiet acceptance. In our efforts to pay closer attention to our inner lives, to each other, and to the world around us, may we notice divine essence today, however this essence expresses itself. May we cultivate presence and awe while we attune to the murmurs and shimmers within us and around us, whether it be the spark of a new idea, a vulnerable share from someone we love, or unexpected warmth from someone we don't even know. Today we remember the people who have paid close attention to us in our lives, the people who have loved us into being by witnessing us. Maybe this was our mom, or maybe it was someone else. We give thanks to them today. May we ourselves continue to cultivate the practice of paying close attention so that more people feel lovingly held in our hurting world. May we meet this moment and all the moments ahead with spaciousness and presence. May we deeply and lovingly witness the person in front of us, beside us, and within us. Amen. I've prepared a time for all ages this morning. If there are any families here who would like to come to the front, you are invited to, but no pressure. Are any of you a little stressed lately? A couple of you. Okay, Dave is stressed. Dave, this is for you. It's a little exercise that I learned this week called lock, flop, unlock. You all want to try it? Okay. First, we're going to lock our bodies. That means we tighten up all our muscles, our hands, even our face, our legs. Just tighten, tighten, tighten. That's lock, and then flop. The kids are usually good at this part, the flopping. Then we're going to lock, 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 and flop. Now we're going to lock and unlock. We don't flop the last time, we just unlock. Lock, flop, unlock. You want to try it one more time? Lock. All our muscles are tight, tight, tight. Flop. We're just a puddle of noodles. Lock. Unlock. You feel a little better, Dave? Try that the next time you're feeling stress. Just get all that out of your body. Lock, flop, unlock. Now you have that tool. You can use it anytime. Maybe not in public. Maybe go to the bathroom or something. But it's available anytime you need a little de-stressor. Lock, flop, unlock. Now I invite Jane to offer our reading this morning.
The reading is entitled What I Learned from My Mother by Julia Kastorf. I learned from my mother how to love the living, to have plenty of vases on hand in case you have to rush to the hospital with peonies cut from the lawn, black ants still stuck to the buds. I learned to save jars large enough to hold fruit salad for a whole grieving household, to cube home-canned pears and peaches, to slice through maroon grape skins and flick out the sexual seeds with a knife point. I learned to attend viewings, even if I didn't know the deceased, to press the moist hands of the living, to look into their eyes and offer sympathy, as though I understood what loss was even then. I learned that whatever we say means nothing. What anyone remembers is that we came. I learned to believe I had the power to ease awful pains, materially like an angel. Like a doctor, I learned to create from another's suffering my own usefulness. And once you know how to do this, you can never refuse. To every house you enter, you must offer healing. A chocolate cake, baked yourself, the blessing of your voice, your chaste touch.
Now is the time when we take a collection for the ongoing support of this Meetinghouse and our shared ministry. As we enjoy a musical reflection by our choir, we welcome your donations here in the sanctuary or online through PayPal or Venmo. You can find that information on our website, uumh.org. At this time, I invite 3 volunteer ushers forward to take up our collection. On and off-site, your offerings will now be gratefully received.
Circle round for freedom. Circle round for peace. For all of us in prison. Circle for release. Circle for the planet. Circle for each soul. For the children of our children. Keep the circle whole.
Thank you. Last Sunday after church, our UUMH safety team had a training day. We talked about what to do in the event of an emergency here in the sanctuary. We talked about what to do if someone falls or needs the paramedics. We went over where all the fire extinguishers and emergency exits are. By the way, in this room, there is an emergency exit here with a fire escape, as well as the stairs that you came up. And at the bottom of the stairs, there are 3 ways out of the building: the doors you came in and 2 doors on either side. We also have a back door near my office to the left of the kitchen. So we took a tour of all the emergency exits, and then we ate pizza and we watched some training videos. Recently, the Meetinghouse has invested in a training program for our safety team and board members by a man named Ryan Dowd. And Ryan used to run a large homeless shelter outside of Chicago. And he's used his 20 years of experience in this field to create a series of training videos on subjects like de-escalation, mental illness, backing up a team member, and asking people to leave safely. His trainings are centered on working with the homeless, but really they are applicable to working with all people, especially anyone who's operating from that heated fight or flight space. And we were joking at the safety team training last week that some of the de-escalation tools we were learning might be helpful in our marriages. And then the other day I got a group email from Ryan that he sends out each week, and in it he actually talked about his own marriage. A few weeks ago, he says, my wife and I went for a walk while on vacation. We had one of those special conversations where you learn something new from someone that you've known for a quarter century. My wife told me, he said, that the first time I got angry with her, she thought that I would hit her. We'd only been dating a few weeks. Neither of us can remember why I was angry. She said that she recoiled, bracing for a punch or a shove that never came. I'm not particularly scary when I'm angry, Ryan says. That's not why she thought I would hit her. She thought I would hit her because her boyfriend before me had hit her. What's my point, he asks. People who have been on the receiving end of violence, Ryan says, know instinctively that violence is possible in a way that the rest of us don't. I never considered that she thought that I would hit her because I knew I would never hit her, Ryan says. My wife thought I would hit her, and she braced herself. Someone else, he says, might have swung first to preemptively prevent my impending violence. It's called fight or flight, after all. If you work with a population that has likely experienced violence, Ryan explains, homeless folks, troubled teenagers, veterans, individuals with substance use disorder, domestic violence survivors. This is worth remembering. You know you won't be violent. The other person doesn't. It is up to you to make it very clear that you do not mean the person harm. And then he outlines a few of the ways that you can signal that you are not a threat through monitoring your nonverbal communication, like how you're standing or if you're clenching your fists or raising your voice, or by demonstrating respect early and often, by being empathetic. Now, I thought it was so interesting that Ryan's email referenced the fight or flight response, since that is the title of today's worship service, Fight, Flight, Freeze, and Fawn. And I chose that topic a month ago, before I got Ryan's email, before our safety training. I've actually been wanting to preach about our hardwired fight or flight responses ever since the election. Because since then, I've seen everyone around me, including myself, acting from that place more and more. No offense, but none of us have really been pulling from our deepest reserves of calm and centeredness lately. I've noticed that just watching the news immediately makes my chest clench and my blood pressure rise. Anyone else? But there are also those around me who are not just stressed these days, but who are scared. Immigrants and trans folks and people of color. And if you are not scared right now, it's helpful to remember what Ryan said, that people who have been on the receiving end of violence know instinctively that violence is possible in a way that the rest of us don't. People who have been on the receiving end of discrimination, abuse, racism, homophobia, transphobia, they are scared right now because they have reason to be. And what might feel like an outsized reaction to us is actually the result of past traumas playing out in the present. Because these memories live in our bodies and in our brains. But we are hardwired for survival. And our survival skills aren't just taught to us by our mothers, but they are passed down from the earliest humans through our biology, through our nervous systems. And boy, are our nervous systems on overdrive these days. So let's take a look at our sympathetic nervous systems. Why do they work the way they do? And are they still serving us well thousands and thousands of years after they were born? Our nervous systems were born, they were designed to ensure our survival by triggering specific behaviors aimed at addressing danger. A key component is our amygdala, the part of our brain that processes threats and triggers physiological changes like increased heart rate, rapid breathing, and the release of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. And they're meant to keep us safe from like a lion. Now, our earliest ancestors probably encountered this problem much more often than we do here in Provincetown in 2025. But we can imagine it, right? What happens when you are faced with an angry lion? You run, right? You get out of there. You use adrenaline and cortisol to get the heck out of there. Your increased heart rate and breathing, those are ensuring a rapid supply of oxygen and glucose to your muscles and your vital organs, allowing you to move more quickly. And your elevated blood pressure, that helps increase blood flow to key areas, enabling faster reaction times. those tense muscles are actually guarding against injury and preparing the body for physical action. And while some of our responses and systems are heightened, our stress also suppresses the non-essential functions of the body, like digestion, our immune system, or hormones for fertility. Because who's worried about catching a cold or having a baby when you're being chased by a lion? Stress also changes our cognition, how our brains are processing the situation. When we are running from a lion, we are hyper-focused on only one thing, getting away. Other ways of thinking are put on the back burner. Nuanced understanding, future planning, and complex problem solving are not the priority here. Only survival thinking is supported. Now, on the flip side, stress can actually enhance memory formation during emotionally charged events. This is because the amygdala plays a crucial role in processing and storing emotional memories. Other memories are processed by the hippocampus or the neocortex, but the amygdala is in charge of attaching emotional significance to memories, and it is especially good working with fear. And the amygdala is in overdrive during stress. Now, originally this was kind of helpful, right? Because it meant that we would remember and hopefully avoid the lion situation in the future. But it can also make moving on from trauma more difficult because those memories are so vivid and strong. It can also make us flinch when we get in our first fight with our sweet new boyfriend, because the memory of that past boyfriend's reactions are so clear. But you can see why these systems were developed in our bodies, to help us survive. Fight or flight gave us the courage to stand up to wild beasts and the wisdom to run and hide when that was possible. But the thing is, while society has evolved, our nervous systems have not. And so our sympathetic nervous systems are still activated during stress. But now when our nervous systems get triggered by watching the news, our bodies and brains don't realize that we are actually safe on the couch. We sense that we are in some kind of danger, and we get the same increased heart rate, rapid breathing, and adrenaline that we get from encountering a lion. We may find ourselves in fight mode. We feel aggressive and we don't know why. We want to confront. But instead of the lion, we get aggressive with those around us, maybe not even the same ones that are presenting the threat. We might find ourselves in flight response, the let's get out of here response. And this may cause us to avoid our feelings or make us unable to work through a disagreement with someone. We may become experts in disappearing. Over-reliance on avoidance can lead to chronic anxiety and an inability to confront everyday challenges. And we may begin to disappear into some pretty unhealthy escape mechanisms like drinking, eating, numbing with TV or social media. A lot of us know about fight or flight, but what about the other ones in the sermon title, freeze and fawn? The freeze reaction occurs when fighting or fleeing don't feel like safe options, but staying still might reduce the likelihood of detection by a predator. If I don't make any noise or movement, maybe this lion will not even notice that I am here. Sometimes that works, but this response can also manifest as an overwhelming sense of helplessness. When feeling stressed, we can feel that we have no agency at all. What about fawn? What does that mean? Well, this is the please and appease response. Fawning may include excessive people-pleasing, avoidance of confrontation, or prioritizing others' needs over our own. It's about diffusing the tension however we can. Yes, Mr. President, of course, you are powerful and strong. No, we never meant to offend you. You know what? How about our law firm pledges millions of dollars to causes that you care about? This dynamic shows up in all kinds of abusive relationships. We cave and we praise just to smooth things over so the danger will go away. But often this comes at the cost of personal boundaries and self-esteem. Psychologist Ruth Buzinski calls this the defense response of self-erasure. So fight, flight, freeze, and fawn, these are instinctual responses with a ton of history and science behind them. And sometimes we don't even realize that we are doing them. You know, this week I swear the universe was conspiring to bring this sermon together. On Tuesday, I went to a UU clergy retreat where the topic was burnout. Our guest speaker was Amelia Nagoski, who, along with her twin sister Emily, has written a book about it. And because Amelia was there to talk about burnout, I didn't expect her to address this fight or flight theme, but that's exactly what she did. Because the full title of her book is Burnout: The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle. Amelia explained that the fight or flight responses that we experience are part of a cycle of stress. And she gave an example. Instead of a lion, hers was a hippopotamus. Apparently those things are actually quite fierce. Did you know that? But similarly, in that scenario, our physical responses are heightened, our long-term cognitive processes are sublimated, and we use everything we have to escape the hippopotamus. And then, when we've done that, we realize that, phew, we've made it to safety, and we calm down. And when we complete that stress cycle, Amelia says, we actually end with the euphoria of having handled the situation, the good feeling in our body of having survived. Great. Now we can get back to normal. But what happens, Amelia asked, when we can't complete the stress cycle? When we get stuck in the reactive phases? That's, she says, when burnout happens. Now, this constant stress cycle leading to burnout isn't likely caused by continually running into angry hippopotamuses. Hippopotami? More likely, this stress cycle is caused by our work life, being a parent or a caregiver, by our social activism and awareness, anything with ongoing demands, with unmeetable goals and unending expectations. If you are constantly striving while still worrying that you are not doing enough, Amelia says, you are eventually going to burn out. And burnout tends to manifest as emotional exhaustion. Now, Amelia was so cool. She had a ukulele, and she would break into song. But she's a choral conductor and a singer who often felt the stress of leading a group and performing on stage. But after a while of working in this role, she didn't just have the stress feelings while on stage, but all the time. And the stress manifested in her body, and eventually she ended up in the hospital. And that's when she and her sister started researching burnout and discovered that it happens when we can't complete the stress cycle. So what's the answer? Well, part of it is to realize that our stress is not the same thing as our stressors, the things causing our stress. And we don't have to wait until our stressors are gone to deal with our stress. And thank God, because our stressors are not going away anytime soon. We can deal with the stress in a separate process than dealing with the stressors. And we can do this by mimicking the stress cycle in our bodies in ways that can help us to complete the stress cycle without actually having to be chased by a hippopotamus. We can actually do that right now. Does anyone remember lock, flop, unlock? Congratulations, you've just completed a stress cycle. And at my clergy retreat, Amelia offered 7 other tools for completing the stress cycle. The first one is exercise. Taking long walks, taking a run. If you are someone who likes exercise, congratulations. This is one of the best ways to relieve stress. It brings our body through the whole thing, just like running from a lion. But for those of you who do not like exercise, don't worry. There are 6 other options. Number 2 is sleep, especially deep sleep and the REM cycle where we release the toxins from the day. You might not even realize it, but sleep takes you through that full cycle, sometimes many times. And Amelia said if we were going to change one thing about our lives that would help us, it would be to get more sleep. Number 3 is imagination. Books, movies, or even video games that bring us on an emotional journey. You know, our bodies don't know that it isn't happening to us, but to the characters. So we go through the cycle along with them. 4 is creative self-expression. Have you ever left a choir practice feeling so good? First, you get the music and you are nervous. The first round sounds bad. You worry, we are never going to get this. And then you practice, go over the different parts, try again, and finally, you do it. Hey, we sound pretty good. Hooray. Singing, painting, performing, they all actually bring you through the entire stress cycle, ending with that good feeling. Number 5 is just a big old cry. I mean, they say crying is cathartic, but it's actually because it brings you through a stress cycle. 6 is laughter. Not, ha ha ha, but a belly laugh. And did you know that even the memory of a time that you totally cracked up can make your body feel like you're experiencing it again? And finally, number 7, connection with other people, with God, with nature, with our favorite pets. Did you know that we go through the entire emotional arc of the stress cycle when we hug someone? We start with, this is awkward and risky, and I don't usually get this close, so okay, we're doing this. Here we go, and at the end, we end with that warm, cozy feeling like, everything's going to be fine. I am safe in these arms, and I am cared for and loved, witnessed. We burn out when there are unceasing demands, unmeetable goals, and constant striving. We can't complete the stress cycle because we never get to the part where we realize we're going to be okay, that we're safe, that the danger is gone. Instead, we get stuck in the beginning phases of the stress response. Fight, flight, flee, and fawn. Wait, I messed that up. Fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. That's better. And here's where Amelia offered the wisdom that made the whole day worth the effort of getting there. She said, the cure for burnout is not self-care. The cure for burnout is all of us caring for each other. The cure for burnout is not self-care. The cure for burnout is all of us caring for each other. And we don't have to know exactly how to do it, how to care for each other in order to make a difference. You remember those lines from Julia Kasdorf's poem, Things I Learned from My Mother? Whatever we say means nothing. What anyone will remember is that we came. So let's do that, okay? In this most stressful time that we are in, let's just keep showing up, caring for each other as best we can, caring for the homeless and immigrants and for the LGBT community, caring for our families and for our friends, caring for ourselves, witnessing the person in front of us, beside us, and within us. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be. Won't you please join me in singing our closing hymn? It's the very next one in our hymnal. Oh, thank you. Please join me in singing 1018, Come and Go With Me. That's number 1018 in these teal hymnals, Come and Go With Me. This is an African American spiritual. Please rise as you are able. Freedom. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There'll be justice. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. They'll be singing. Come and go with me, one more time. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Yes. Thank you. You may be seated.
It has become our practice to pose a question based on the theme of the service each week. It can be a topic of sharing at coffee hour today or with friends during the week. If you'd like to delve deeper into this topic, we invite you to our midweek Zoom coffee hour, Tuesday at 5 p.m. If you're not on our email folk list and need that Zoom link, please tell Kenneth in the office Our question this week is, our stressors may not be going away, but we can work on our stress separately from our stressors. What's a tool you use to distress? What's a tool you use to distress?
And I'll end with these closing words. May we ourselves continue to cultivate the practice of paying close attention so that more people feel lovingly held in our hurting world. May we meet this moment and all the moments ahead with spaciousness and presence. May we continue showing up for each other and for our lives. Go in peace.